Hello and welcome to Demise Tabletop, and today I present to you a beautiful battle report and the first game of our beautiful campaign that we started. I will show you in a second that, we are fighting in the Pelos sector, and as you can see, I picked Pelos H and I'm playing with my Chaos ships. Jürgen is playing with his Chaos ships, these ones, and then we have Troll with his Admech fleet, and then we have also Mark playing with his Armageddon fleet. And everybody picked a planet. As you can see, they give us resources. Everybody gives a bit of different resources, and we're now fighting for planets and systems. And who has more systems wins this campaign. If we would have had pirates, we would have played who has the highest renown. And so on this evening we're 3 players, and I wanted to play, and also Jürgen wanted to play, and Troll, and so we said, okay, let's play a 2 versus 1. Let's play 2 Chaos players versus 1 Admech, and Troll chose to play at 1,000 points because it's a big battle, but he chose 1,000 points, and so Jürgen and I matched 500 points of Chaos, and that is where he brought his forces. I think in roughly 500 points he did fit this Grand Repulsor battleship or battle cruiser, and then he brought a Devastation with, wait a second, let me see, the Devastation has starboard launch base and also lance batteries, and I think this is weapon batteries 14 and also torpedoes in the front. I brought my Magnus. It's a murder class cruiser, and I brought also a Devastation, not yet fully painted, called the Red Fist. You will see this in a second. As you can see, I did put down decals, but then I freehanded it, and I think it looks decent. It looks better in real life than on camera. Let's start at the beginning. So the setup, you can pre-measure, or pre-measuring is allowed. We play the campaign in all of our games without pre-measuring. I think it's a bit more fun. As you can see, I'm printing out the cheat sheets. Very good, very good. I would say very simple game rules wise, but very deep and also beautifully. And also you have some orders. It makes it a bit like I would say Black Powder or Bold Action, and I think those are Rick Priestley systems, and I don't know where he's got it from, but it's beautiful that you have to give orders and activate stuff because sometimes it fails, and if it fails, it's not as powerful, and it's kind of funny. As you can see, you have 6 orders. It's all ahead full. This is for ramming or fleeing or maybe closing in. Then burn retros if you want to kind of stand still for different reasons. Here, come to a new heading. You give this, and as you can see, your weapons have just half the effect because you're drawing your energy and putting it to your engines. Lock on target. You have no pivots, no turns, so you're just cruising ahead, but you can reroll your lances and weapon batteries. Pretty awesome. Then reload ordnance. This is if you have to reload your torpedoes, or if you have to reload your bombers and your fighters. And then brace for impact. This is cool. You're closing all of your base, and you get 4 up in vulnerable saves against every hit, but you have to take a morale test for each order, so if you fail, you can't do it. And then as you can see, critical hits, catastrophic damage table. And as you can see here, let's say if you're shooting with a weapons battery 10, then you have to see what are you shooting at. If you're shooting at a capital ship, is it moving away? Is it a beam? Is it special? And all of that, and then you get more or less. And if your target is within 15 centimeters, you're hitting better. You're in point blank, so to say. If it's more than 30 centimeters away, I would say it's like more over half range. And if your target is behind a blast marker, then it's also harder to hit. Again, here we have the reports. So let me see how they are named. Can I read them? This one is the Dread Spire, I guess, and the other one should be the Hollow Feast. No, can't be the Hollow Feast. Yeah. So let's get into the game. I bring my Magnus, I bring my Red Fist, and I also bring 3 infidels with torpedoes. And as you can see, my order dice were 3D printed. Also these ones Jürgen printed those art out for me, and I painted them up because I think that they looked a bit dull. If they would have been gray dice, I would have also loved to make them green, but as you can see, they fit the theme of my army. And also it's like Chaos Undivided, and I have ships from Tzeentch, from Nurgle, and they are going on a wild hunt. They're kinda just hunting for fun and to see who's the best. So yeah, and these are the forces from the Admech fleet from Troll. And I don't know really what these ships do, so I'm a novice Chaos Warfleet master, and all I know is that that thing on here is a Nova Cannon, and that the Admech ships, battlecruisers, have a bunch of turrets to shoot against ordnance, and that's pretty bad. I think they have, like, normally you have like 1, 2 or 3 turrets. They have 2 or 3, and then one has 5, and they can also lend their turrets or turret support to their other ships, and one ship can also reroll once, so that's pretty bad. So we have already a bad matchup with our 2 devastations, and these ones have weapon batteries, and I think they have 4 weapon batteries in each side, but because they are a squadron, you can put them base to base and shoot with, like, I don't know, 20 shots at something, and that's pretty hard. Let me take a sip from my tea, and then we'll go into the subplots. Oh, that's good. Okay, so subplots. So the primary mission, of course, is to destroy the enemy in the scenario we picked. But then we have also a subplot, and in the back of the rulebook there are missions, and so I rolled a 5 and I got a secret plot, and then I rolled a 6 and it's hit and run, and so I have to get in and I have to get out. And then I get 1 renown or -1 renown, and if you're getting renown, you can use that to get for myself another reroll, or maybe a mark of chaos or something like that. The higher your renown, the better you can equip your ships. So I roll 2d6, and by turn 4 I need to have this is the number of turns you have in which to win the game. So I roll 2 2s, and by turn 4 I need to win the game or I lose a renown. I would say this is pretty shitty, but for this game I will have pretty bad luck, and sometimes you have to just embrace it and play the game. You have to, what do they say in golf? You have to play the ball where it lies, or something like that. So we're now putting down terrain pieces, and we have 6 quadrants to put down terrain pieces. Like we slice it in half, and then we slice it in other 3 pieces. And I guess on a 4-up we got a terrain piece, and we roll low for this one, for this one, for this one, and for this one. But here we put down, and then once you rolled a 4 up, you roll again to see what kind of terrain piece. And here it is meteors or an asteroid field, and here it is a nebula. And I think you can fly through this, but it slows you down and it gives you probably cover. And this one blocks, I guess, line of sight. The base is important, and should you fly through the asteroid field, you have to make a morale test. Let's say you have a leadership of 8, then, or even 9, you have to roll 8 or a 9 or below. And if you're failing on 11 or 12, you failed your morale test and you get D6 damage to your ship. So if your ship has, let's say, 3 hit points, if frigates go through this and you fail your morale tests and you roll a 5, you roll 5 damage and all of your ships are destroyed. And let's say you cruise through it with this ship, this one, the devastation, has 8 hit points, and you fail your morale test and you fly through this and you roll a 6, then you take 6 damage. Like, it's pretty devastating, but it will come into play later. Then we set up our board. As you can see, either 3 segments and 1 long table edge, and Troll picks this one or rolls for this one, and so he has to put down his forces in this deployment zone. And as you can see, we start like we have the Chaos players. We have 3 segments and we have to put down like 1, 2 and 3 down, and Troll starts, and then we start alternating putting down ships. So the Admech ship stays here, the Grand Battle Cruiser will be placed here, and I put then down my other battle cruisers, and I spread out my little ships, my infidels. Usually I put them together, but the reason why I spread them is this one, the Nova Cannon, which will come into play in a second. So they stand pretty tight and we are a bit spread out. And I think that the game starts about now. So I think Troll rolls the higher dice and he can choose which one starts the game. As you can see, we rolled also for leaderships at the start of our campaign. So the Magnus has a leadership of 8. I printed out, I would call them the war scrolls or pages from the starter set, or from the PDF from the Battlefleet Gothic fleets, and I did put them in some sheets, and then here I will go with some water soluble marker and mark the hit points. Yeah, the Eye of X is not with us. This is where my War Master is, and as you can see, I have everything ready, and we're ready to rock. I will also use pencil if, for example, they get some perks. And it's round 1, we start the game. And so Troll kinda wants to fly around the nebulas and flank me a bit. And as you can see, I think they fly 30 centimeters. So he puts them on the side, and then he moves these guys 10 centimeters and he starts shooting with a Nova Cannon. This thing, which I painted up, I'm pretty proud on how it looks. And I am thinking, should I brace, should I not brace? And Jürgen says, no, you don't need to brace. And also Jürgen and I, we are attacking the system, and Troll is defending it. So should we win against the Admech, after that we will duke it out, and whoever wins it gets the system. So we're also attacking Admech, but we're also ready to backstab each other at the end of the game. So it's pretty cool. But Jürgen says, don't brace, you don't need it. And as you can see, the further away the Nova Cannon is, the higher, like, he needs to roll then 3 dices. And if you're within 30 centimeters. He cannot shoot the Nova cannon, but as you can see, he rolls them and then he hits. So this would have been, I think, the scatter dice, but it hits, and I'm like, okay, I'm fucked. So he hits the red fist, and I'm kind of lucky because he hits it, but he only gets through two shields, so he rolls really poorly. He just hits 2 wounds, and he just hits my shield, so I'm pretty lucky. So now we're in the ordnance phase, or wait a second, do I put these ones out in the shooting phase? Yeah, these ones come out in the shooting phase. So they put out 3 bombers and 1 fighter. I think the fighter is there to protect them, and here it's the same. And now we're in the ordnance phase. Let me take a sip from my tea. As you can see, bombers, assault boats, torpedoes, fighters, defense turrets, like really cool. Then he puts out torpedoes and he shoots those bad boys, and we're now in the ordnance phase and everything flies. I think these fly only 20 centimeters, the bombers, and the torpedoes go 30 centimeters, and he's heading towards my ships. Jürgen's ships are a bit protected, and he's also using me as human shield, so he's also calculating he wants to win the game, and he also wants to destroy me after the game. And because I'm new to the game and he's a bit more experienced, I will kind of play along for right now, but I'm also ready to backstab him at the end of the game should we win against Admech. So he's trying to go all ahead full, because he wants to fly through the asteroids and kind of come out here and come in the backside or in the flank of those ships. He's also thinking about boarding those ships. As you can see, he has a larger base. A larger base allows you to board more easily, so he has a tractor field. I think that costs nothing. He also can be boarded easily because he has a bigger base. But yeah, he has a plan. All he needs to do is to not fail his morale test. But I guess, wait, where are the dice? But he fails his morale test. He rolls, I think, a 12. Then he uses the reroll from his War Master and he rolls a 10. I think the ship has a 9 morale. So he not only, like, he does nothing, he just flies. And he also ends all orders for our ships. So none of our ships can give orders. All I do is now I fly away from the torpedoes. I fly with this one a bit to this side. These ones take also a step to the side, and I have lance batteries that go, I think, 60 centimeters with a Magnus with my murder class, so I'm trying to shoot at the ships, and I have lances on my devastations that can shoot also 60 centimeters. Man, lances are really sweet on chaos ships, and so I'm shooting with my lances. I'm shooting with my lances here, and I hit. Lances hit on a 4-up, and as you can see, I just pulverize a bit of his shields. I do not deal any damage, but now it's Jürgen's shooting phase, and he's putting out all of his fighters, and they fly all solo, and he's putting also out torpedoes. Yeah, that's what's happening right now. And I put out with my devastation attack boats, I think they are called Dreadclaws, and I'm flying towards the Admech escorts. I was said that they just need to board, hit and run, and on a 4-up I destroy an escort, and so those babies are flying. Again, my fleet is not yet fully painted. I will get them painted, but as you can see, things are going kinda okay. These guys fly. Also, like, ordnance is pretty beautiful. Everybody gets to move in the ordnance phase, but they will probably hit nothing. Yeah. Pretty beautiful. I'm flying. And everything flying through the air, and the bombers are also flying, and they're flying towards my devastation, which is not great. Yeah, it is turn 2. Let me get a sip from my tea. So it is turn 2, and the big Admech battle cruisers are just moving forward 10 centimeters. This guy slowed down through the blast markers. I think he loses 5 centimeters, but still Admech pretty defensive. Just wants to whittle us down, and yeah, wants to do the ordnance, wants to do the work. And here he's reloading, and the Nova cannon shoots again, so that's pretty bad. What is it doing right now? I'm again not bracing. Bracing is pretty good, but we need our orders, we need to do things. And so as you can see, now we're closer, so the scatter dice he needs to roll are less. It scatters less, but it does scatter, and as you can see, 6 centimeters from my base, it scatters into nowhere, and so he places the marker down, but it's nothing. Like, yeah, I'm glad it didn't hit. But it produces a blast marker right there, and what else is happening? Those guys come right around here, and as you can see, they're standing now base to base, and I'm sure that the weapon batteries are now firing 20 shots at the ordnance. And I think when you're shooting at ordnance, because they're so little, I think you can just hit them on 6s. Then his ordnance, his fighters are going towards my Magnus. My Magnus has only 2 turrets to pick off enemy fighters, and I think I pick off a fighter and a bomber on a 4-up. As you can see, I'm pretty lucky, and so these guys get a bombing run, and I'm not sure how the bombing run works, how many dice he gets, but we will get into that later. But he hits me on my lowest armor, and my lowest armor is a 5-up. I am 5-up all around, and so he does 2 damage to my murder class cruiser, the Magnus. As you can see, I get 2 hits, and I think with these guys he shoots these, and he rolls maybe 1 6 or even 2 6s, and so those attack boats get destroyed. But we're now in the ordnance phase, and these attack boats come into contact with this ship. I think it has a turret, and these guys in support can land the turret to this one. Maybe even it has 2. I have to check it out. But it doesn't hit me. I roll pretty luckily, or he removes 1. And so I land, I get in, and I need a 4-up, but I only roll a 2. And so my attack boats sadly got destroyed before they could do anything. The Red Fist has a leadership of 8. I think I'm reloading the ordnance. I'm not sure where we are, but the ordnance should be reloaded at the beginning. But I know I'm giving an order, and I'm failing that order, which is pretty sad. I think maybe that was Troll's turn, and so that's why my ordnance moved. And I think we are now in our priority in the second turn, and I'm trying to reload the ordnance, and I fail. So Chaos has bad luck today. The Chaos Gods are not yet, we don't have the favor of the Chaos Gods yet, but I'm sure we will get them through the campaign. And what's going on? As you can see, ships are moving. A good thing, I think, is that he moved his smaller ships into this side, and we are now concentrating our fire on the big ships. And so now our full forces are hitting these ones. I don't know how many points these are, maybe 200, 300. So maybe we can get the advantage over these ships and pepper them with everything we do have. And this big ship is now shooting with 14 shots towards this guy. But as you can see, I think, how many centimeters is it? I would say 45 centimeters, but he's just a few centimeters out of reach, and so that shot goes nowhere. So again, a bit unlucky. Turn 1 he wanted to close the distance, but yeah, it's not good. So what's up with my devastation? Yeah, my devastation is now shooting with his lances towards these ships, and I think I roll probably a 4-up, 2 4-ups, and I destroy once the shields, and the second time I hit the ship and destroy it. So my devastation, yeah, it's pretty juicy. It's doing its work. And then my devastation gets protected from Jürgen's fighters, and these fighters will pick up torpedoes and bombers and enemy fighters. So Chaos wants to backstab each others, but we're not there yet. First, Admech needs to bite the dust. And so now it's time for my infidels to shoot their torpedoes, and they are taking aim. And yeah, beautiful ships. Like, a troll really did a good job painting these. Also these ones very beautiful. And yeah, let me take a sip from my tea. And yeah, the torpedoes are in the air and flying. Maybe I have to put a different silver on these. These are too shiny, I think. Yeah, but they're in space and flying. It is turn 3. I love that this game has a build-up. It has then a climax phase, and then it has a decline phase when everything is crippled. I really love that. I love it in War Master. I love it in Bold Action. I love it in Fantasy, Warhammer Old World. It is beautiful when a game has a start, a beginning, a climax, and then an end. And some games, they are too killy, but this is good because you're not in range. You need to get in range, then you need to punch, then you have, you know, it's beautiful. So these guys are now getting closer, and they I guess have 16 shots with their weapon batteries, and they will pepper my ship with 16 shots. I think I will need to brace. These guys are kind of flying into my torpedoes. As you can see, they have to move 10 centimeters before they can turn. And I think the shooting starts, and I think I will brace. I need to brace. And then again, I fail my morale test again with 2 6s. I mean, I've rolled, how many 6s have I rolled already? It is pretty bad, and so I get peppered. I can't brace, and Troll rolls really lucky. I mean, look at the dice pool. He's hitting me on a 5-up. I mean, would have been nice if just like 3 would have hit, but he hits me with 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and my devastation takes 5 hits to its hull, and I'm now crippled. Crippled means that your ship is now slower, and also with weapons, I think he loses half the effect, and it's pretty bad. I'm crippled. Like, bad luck on my side. I hope the Chaos Gods will join in future fights. I take a sip of tea on that bad luck, and we'll see what happens next. So now Admech is turning his ugly Nova cannons towards the other Chaos ships, and I think Jürgen's devastation gets hit. Jürgen never braces, he always takes it on the face, and I think he loses. He's lucky, he just loses 2 ships, but or maybe he takes a wound, like, and his starboard armament is destroyed. He takes a crit, may not firestar, yeah, and then at the end of turn he might repair it. As you can see, again, my devastation is getting shot at. This time I brace again. You can try again, and I take another hit, and I take 2 more hits, and it's pretty bad. So I get peppered. I think these shoot at my devastation, and I have just 1 hit point left. And yeah, I say it's bad luck. I say it's bad luck for now. Maybe it's also I'm missing skill, but I say it's bad luck. So, but we'll see. This guy is now, we're now in our priority, and this guy is now trying to get away. And if you are around, what is it called? Let me see. Ordnance phase, shooting phase, combat, gunnery modifier. Where is it? I saw it a moment ago. But yeah, I'm trying to flee. And if you're within a terrain piece, then you get +3 on your morale. Like if you're disengaging, you have to roll on your morale, and you get +1 for each blast marker, and you get +3, I guess, for each terrain piece. And so my devastation, I think, has a leadership of 8, and +3 it goes up to an 11, but it gets never better than a 10. So an 11 or a 12 is always a fail. +2, I think it's +3. I have to talk with my guys again. I make a 6, and so I make the jump, and my ship now disengages from the battle. And because would it have full hit points or not crippled, the enemy would have taken 10% from my point as victories, but because it is crippled, they take 25% as victory points, and it's gone. So my red fist disengages, and we'll see after the post-battle. But now it's time for the Grand Cruiser and for the Magnus. As you can see, we're locked on target, and now it's time for us to shoot at Admech. And it's now time to take a bit of revenge. And as you can see, these guys are closing in, and now they will get peppered. And yeah, reloading ordnance, they are closing in, and now we're shooting. Again, reloading. And as you can see, I'm shooting with the Magnus, and I'm just hitting because we're shooting at the front, and we need 6s to hit, which is pretty hard. And now I'm reloading because I'm locked on target. But as you can see, I'm not hitting. I'm not hitting it. Maybe, yeah, I'll just get another 6, and so the shields are down. But the enemy is braced, and shooting Imperial ships in the front is not really good. Maybe with lances. But now the torpedoes are coming, and now the attack boats are coming. But this, 6 torpedoes hits this guy directly in the face, but I think this guy has 5 turrets, and this guy can also re-roll all the turrets, or this guy gives the re-roll, I don't know. So it, I think, kills all of my torpedoes, nothing comes through, and I think 1 or 2 attack boats come through, and this ship takes a wound. It is turn 4 now. And now these guys are closing in, and will start to pepper these guys with a lot of shots. I think 16 shots in close range. I'm bracing, but as you can see, I lose 1 ship. And now these guys will shoot at them, and yeah, I don't know, maybe from here things are starting to go a bit downhill for Chaos. My Magnus will shoot again, this guy will shoot again, but in the last turn, or in this turn, this ship took it has 10 wounds, and it took 5 wounds in addition to the one it already had, and so now it is crippled. It doesn't have 14 weapons batteries anymore, it just has 7, and so now we're definitely weaker. We don't have the punch we need, and we are now getting kind of pounded, I think. So now things are a bit turning. Again, these ships are braced, which is kind of good. And now what am I doing? I'm shooting with my lances. And yeah, so kind of lucky. I'm rolling a lot of double 6s today. That's good. I think that's a good sign. but we're not doing the damage we need. Again, the ship still able to destroy a bunch of these smaller ones. I think it takes out 2 of them, which is good. So it's still a threat, but it lacks the punch we need. So we are now in turn 5. And as you can see, crippled. My ship is now braced because it's taking the shots from these ones. So now everybody's kind of exhausted, I would say. These ones are braced. And yeah, so in the later turns, now the turns are getting a bit faster, and now Admech is kind of trying to shine. We as the Chaos players decide that we will fight to the last man, because we're now bitter enemies to the Admech, so we're not thinking about retreating because this ship is crippled, and I said, man, try to retreat. And Jürgen said, no, we will destroy as much as we can, and we'll go out with guns blazing. So I'm taking this order. I'm taking 2 pivots, as you can see right here, and I'm riding around the asteroids. I think I was going through the asteroids, and then I needed to make my my morale test, and I think I made it. And now, as you can see, we're here, and now it's a kind of strange phase because everything did shoot, but now we're floating through space, and now we have to re-engage in the battle, and it's turn 7. And yeah, this is how it is. I think I cannot shoot at this ship because the asteroid field is kind of blocking my line of sight. These ships are reloading their armament. This ship is trying to board this one and to destroy itself, because in the campaign, if I destroy everybody, I get a free refund. I get my infidels back for free. And if I'm not destroying, I have to pay points like 40 for each to repair them or to get them back. And so these ones are going to self-destroy. And this one is trying to disengage, and this one, I don't know, but fighters are in the air. And I think a bunch of weapons are firing now at this big Grand Cruiser, and it gets destroyed, and it's in a huge blast. The War Master, Jürgen's War Master, gets destroyed. The good thing is the ship is destroyed, but the War Master can flee, and he will get just another ship like that with no problems. He will keep his 8 renown, but anything that was on the ship, like any modifiers, will be lost. So yeah, so now Chaos kinda on his knees. I guess we have lost the battle. Everything is trying to disengage. I'm trying to disengage now with this ship. I could have also flown just off the board, which maybe would have been better, because if I fail now my morale test, I'm not disengaging, but I think I make it. This guy tries to disengage, but the ship's bridge has been crippled, so this guy goes from a morale 9 to a morale of 6, but he's within the nebula, so it gets +3 if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, so my ship attacks this one, doesn't do damage, gets a bit of damage, and it is turn 8, and now I'm trying to disengage, and I make it, and I'm gone, and this ship is also gone, and Admech wins the game. And so a victory, nothing really gained, but they have defended the system against us, which is good enough, I guess. And now it is the post-battle sequence, and as you can see, we're now going through the rulebook, and it says, like, I will show it in a second. As you can see here, now you get renown, you get for winning the battle or a major raid, you get +1 for winning the raid, victory points, subplots, ship captured, and you get renown, and then you can get more rerolls, or you can get promotions, or you can get marks of chaos. And this is pretty beautiful. I enjoyed this very much. And as you can see, my infidels will go, I think, from 7 from leadership 7 to leadership 6, which isn't good. My red fist loses 1 leadership. It goes from leadership 7 to leadership 8. It will be also in repair for the next game, so it will not be there. As you can see here, it went down and is now in repair, missing in the next game. My Magnus gets repaired, and the good thing is also, because it wasn't crippled, I don't lose a leadership, and I also got something on the skill table. Now I have skilled engineers, burn retros and all ahead. I can roll 3 dice, discard the highest, and yeah, it's more likely that I get disorders through. Again, those go to leadership 6, and here the game ends. Pretty beautifully. I enjoyed it very much. It will be a beautiful campaign, and I guess we see us in the next games. And yeah, leave a comment down below, and we'll see us.